All right, so let's get back into it. So we were talking about opportunities, and we spoke about the needs of the market that are not being met in the marketplace. Another question is, can we meet these needs better than our competitors? So, in the case of if your competitors are using Leandra's example, if they're already providing delivery, can we provide better delivery? If they're already providing an online store or an online service, can we provide a better online service? And these are the things that you need to look at for opportunities in the marketplace when you're going to market your product. How is the environment changing? We talk about environmental analysis all the time: political, social, economic, technological. How is the environment changing, whether to our advantage or to our disadvantage? These are questions that need to be asked to determine the opportunities that exist in the potential marketplace. The threats, things that can threaten the success of your firm or your initiatives. If what about if new potential competitors come around the same time that you are now opening up your business or service? What changes might be occurring in the environment that can make your product or service obsolete? Um, and just an example, can you all tell me an example of, in terms of entertainment, what is an example of a service that is now becoming, that is quickly becoming a little obsolete right now? Can anyone identify what that service is? Given the technological advancements and given the paradigm shift of entertainment, what is now becoming fairly obsolete? What is now which service is now getting less and less persons tuning in, and as a result of a changing entertainment preference by customers? Come on. Entertainment. We thinking entertainment. I'm not. It's not. Well, I'll leave it. I'll leave it open for you all to, if you all have an example in the different categories of entertainment. But then let me see what you have. Let me see what you can come up with. Being very wary of the environment, the changing environment, physical CDs to streaming. Yes, Alyssa, I want you to build on that because it's getting to where I'm getting at. Physical CDs to streaming music, so that's music. Fine, fine. Or that's also like DVD. I'm assuming you're talking about DVD as well. So no people are no longer renting or buying DVDs. I know this was long ago. You would rent a VCR. And you all know what VCR is? You all know what a VCR is? Does everyone? Cable TV to Netflix. That's what I was looking at. Alexa says yes. Alexa says yes. Yeah, cable TV is slowly but surely becoming obsolete with the advent of advert. Perfect, Kavita P. That's exactly correct. And we're saying cable TV in more of the sense of persons no longer going towards your cable service providers like Flow and all of these others, because they're now taking internet and they're now streaming on Netflix. They're streaming on Hulu. Kavita R said Hulu, right? I'm not too familiar with Hulu, so that's why I don't know. Disney, YouTube as well. Actually, Alice, you know what a VCR is? Actually, there's now been a IPTV's next big thing. Yes, correct. I would advise persons who are in the cable TV business to now, put your focus towards internet and providing internet broadband based services to your potential clients, because as the your customer demographic changes, where yes, we have an aging population that would still look at cable TV, and it's easy to just go and press a remote and watch their shows. There is an upcoming large young generation of persons um, that are interested in entertainment, such as streaming, such as YouTube, Netflix, and the likes. And I was about to make the point that Netflix was taking off really well until Netflix was starting to produce some kind of crappy shows, and their ratings weren't to be trusted. At least that's my experience. And you see more and more people when you go online and you see it. More and more people are saying that Netflix isn't like they're not getting consistently good quality programming, especially in some of their Netflix originals attempts. So yes, there may have been some good ones, but there were some bad ones as well. And you were seeing a shift, a little bit of shift from Netflix into YouTube. So we're discussing all of this for you to understand and appreciate that you have to take a look at the environment and see how it's making your product or service obsolete. All right, that's a threat to your product and service. Our government policies, so this is the P part, the political. How is it changing the customer demographic, or is the recession affecting your firm's product or service? These are real threats right now that exist right now in our COVID-19 pandemic um, marketplace, where recession is countries are on the brink of recession. And I sent a video to you all last week, I believe. I don't know if it was this class, if it was the farm admin class, but it spoke about the WHO saying we need to ease up on lockdowns because lockdowns are not should not be the only tool used to contain coronavirus, because consistent and long lockdowns are leading to recession in countries such as small Caribbean countries and other countries that depend heavily on tourism and depend heavily on exports. All right, so the recession is a real threat. How might changes in customers' taste affect customer demand? So again, we can use the same example of the streaming from transitioning from Netflix to YouTube, and now there's TikTok making some headlines, with persons doing videos, persons doing their own, persons coming up and being creative, young entrepreneurs who perhaps did this out of joke and has now taken off. Their videos are well received and it is going viral, and they can actually you can people are now looking forward to their videos and their entertainment. So this is where the customers taste and customers demand is changing. What major trends will significantly affect your market, your firm, and the market? Major trends. You have to always keep an eye out for what's the trend. And again, we could use the same um, entertainment example of streaming, of moving away now from cable TV based entertainment to more broadband based entertainment of your streaming devices and your streaming services. So identifying opportunities and threats in the marketplace, you would look at the rivalry between competitors. Can we think of some real rivalry? Tell me some a rivalry that exists in any product or service that you can think of. What are some examples of rivalries amongst competitors in their respective industries? Give me some examples. TSTT, B-Mobile, and Digicel. Yes, yes, that's a rivalry. That's a rivalry. And within recent time, Digicel has complained to the Telecommunications Authority of Trinidad and Tobago. Why did they complain? Does anyone know? Kavita P, do you know? Digicel Loan has filed a complaint to the Telecommunications Authority for unfair practices, um, or unfair competition in our marketplace. Do you know why? Kavita P or anybody else? The Google sticking. The Google not giving the answers quickly enough. for Sir. How Google not producing these answers? Anybody know? In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll give you the answer. The answer is it's something to do with able to. Well, that's actually a no. It's not that Fourier. But yes, I understand they did complain about that as well. But that's not a major reason. Um, and reporting is something very interesting and very good in my opinion. But the reason was cable and wireless. Who cable and wireless bought a large. Who is a I think cable and wireless right now is a 49% stakeholder in TSTT. So cable and wireless is a 49% stakeholder in TSTT. Cable and wireless, parent company Cable and Wireless in England, they completely bought out Flow. They completely bought out Columbus Communications or whatever the name was. So now Digicel is saying that the competition is unfair. We have one person who completely owns a service provider, which is Cable and Wireless slash Flow, and that same service provider now owns almost half of the other competitor. So the Digicel is saying we are now competing essentially amongst three persons, which is TSTT, cable and wireless component of TSTT, and then the cable and wireless component of Flow. So that was the complaint, and I brought that up just to highlight to you the rivalry between competitors, the ease of which competitors can enter the market, and using that same example Kavita P gave us about TSTT and B Mobile, for years, our market was dominated by B Mobile or TSTT, and laws had to be created to facilitate and to allow, I believe it was the administration of 2007 that now allowed Digicel to get into our market, to tap into our market. And then there were some other potential persons who wanted to get into our market. I believe the name was Lactel, company from the AA Lakis group. Um, the Lakis group, sorry, and well, they didn't bother to come into the market. But then Digicel came in. So the ease of which to enter a market, the power of suppliers, the power of customers, and the availability of substitutes. These are all things to um, identifying threats and opportunities in markets. So does your SWOT answer the question? Does your company have a distinct market advantage in the current environment? And do your weaknesses make your company vulnerable to competitors or disqualified from certain pursuing certain opportunities? These are questions your SWOT analysis should be able to answer. So, your plan, your strategic marketing plan. As you can see here on slide number 21, step one is to formulate your goal. And your goal is created from your mission statement, your analysis of the environment, and your analysis of your resources. So your SWOT analysis, which is your internal and your external analysis, together with your mission statement, can now formulate the goal. Now, sometimes, and take note, sometimes persons coming only with a mission and vision statement and enter a market. As I said, sometimes you might be coming in and you are here to provide a service that isn't available, or you may be here to provide a higher quality of service compared to what exists right now, and you're not concerned with competition, but you're concerned with a mission. You are passionate about your mission to get this standard of care or get this quality of product or get this type of service rolled out into your community, rolled out into the national sphere. All right. So this is where your mission statement feeds into formulating your goal and your objective. And goals and objectives should be, remind me what goals and objectives should be. Goals and objectives should always be, that's right, Samantha C. Correct. That's right, Shakila. That's right, Teresa. Goals and objectives should be smart. All right. And after you get your goal and your objective, you now develop your market strategy. And you see number one there we're on slide number 21, that little blue circle below on step two, segment the market. So your marketplace is this. Your marketplace is Trinidad and Tobago. Segment your market. Are you targeting um, young mothers? Are you targeting young male entrepreneurs? Segment your market. Look at how many people um, are interested in your product. Let's just take for example a simple product, fish oils, omega 3s. Omega 3s are used by a lot of people. Omega 3s are used by children for brain development. They're used by young adults for good joints and bones and brain health. They're used by the senior folks like like myself as well, who want to reduce cardiovascular risk, and the older folks who want to reduce cardiovascular risk. They are used by athletes. So omega 3 has a market, several person. We are now segmenting the market on the different categories of persons who use your product. Then you select your target market. So based on what your product or your service is, you now select who are you targeting. Are you targeting the kids? Are you targeting the athletes? Are you targeting the persons who are 40 and above and want to reduce cardiovascular risk? Are you targeting males? Are you targeting females? So you segment your market and then you select your target market. Then you must position your product, and we're going to get to positioning later on. Just that's not far from here. You position your product into the marketplace. So marketing itself is a special and separate um, uh, uh, qualification. People have degrees, first degrees in marketing. They have postgraduate degrees in marketing. Marketing experts are Omega Excel and how they are marketed for cricket. Who do they have cricket Omega Excel? I'm not sure. I didn't see that. I didn't see the ad. But yes, we can discuss Omega Excel's marketing strategy. We can definitely discuss that because it's one, there is a lot of consistency, and two, bravo. Oh, okay, I didn't know. I actually didn't know. So these guys probably getting some good endorsements. So Omega Excel, DJ Bravo, Leandra. DJ Bravo. All right, yes. So Omega Excel, they market their product. They say that their product is superior in quality. They say that their product is superior in efficacy. They say that their product comes from a different source. It's not fish oil based omega 3. And they say it's excellent for reducing inflammation and reducing arthritis and getting your joints working. So their target market, remember we said omega 3s can also be used for brain health. It can also be used for inflammation. And their target are the athletes. Their target before several years ago, their targets were the folks with arthritis. And now they've expanded that target market somewhat to now athletes who may have joints, who have joint issues, or who are using or who are involved in high impact joint games, and they are now expanding it to that. So now you have arthritis patients who are complaining about inflammation, and it's an inflammatory disorder, and omega 3s help to reduce inflammation. Yes, we agree, we understand that. And now they've expanded their target market. So yes, Shakira, good example. And Omega Excel just you keep seeing it on TV, you keep seeing it, hearing it on radio. You would see these ever so often advertisements, and I hardly saw Omega Excel using social media for advertisements, but I think I see some now. You use Google for advertisements. When you do a Google search and you're on a website page and something comes up on the side or something comes up while you scroll. All of those are advertisements, social media based advertisements, especially as I believe it was Teresa said earlier, they macro in your, they minding your business, right? Yes, so we know that their prime Omega Excel strategy was TV advertisements at a particular time which targeted a particular population. Omega Excel targeted the elderly population and the population that was looking at TV a lot initially. They still actually actively do that because in their mind or in their analysis, majority of their patients still are that population of the middle-aged elderly folks who have arthritis pain, and they perhaps get the bulk of their sales from that market group, and now they've expanded it to the athletes. So good Shakila, good bringing up Omega Excel. Then you implement your strategy. And you reassess. So I don't know if it looks this entire thing looks familiar, like the plan, do, check, act cycle that we did in quality. But yes, it's a cycle. It's a cyclical process where it first of all is fed in from your mission statement and your SWOT analysis, and then you then create your goals and objectives. You develop your strategy by segmenting your market, selecting your target market, and then positioning your product, implement and reassess. All right. So pretty straightforward so far. So your goals are, sorry, you see your goals here in the example number 22 are measurable. Your strategy talks about your plan to achieve your goals, segmenting your market, what segments of the market you are going to target, how you position in your product. And here we have the 4 P's of positioning your product in the marketplace. Remember this, guys. This is an important part of your studies. The 4 P's of positioning your product or service in the marketplace. And first of all, you must develop a clear, distinct, and valued image of your product in the minds of customers. Let's talk about these 4 P's. And I know some of you may already have been exposed to this type of information. So the first one is your product. Your product, first of all, whether be it a physical product or the product is yourself, or the product is your service, or the product is your company. Your product is one that needs to be attractive and needs to solve a problem within the marketplace. I'm urging you all to have products that are in high quality, that are cost effective, that are sought after. Your product should be of high quality, should be cost effective, should be sought after, should always give the impression as though it is resolving a need, because businesses are built on needs. Businesses are built on persons wanting to satisfy a need, whether it be hair product, wrong example for hair product, um, hair product, whether be it a pill, a medication for a chronic disease, whether be it a car, a product helps to satisfy a need, and you want your product to be one that is high quality, that might seem to be cost effective. And I know you might think, well, an expensive car may not seem cost effective, but to the buyer who may be looking at that market, if they select your product, it's based on cost effectiveness as well, because that buyer may be looking at similar branded products that are in a similar cost category. All right. So high quality, cost effective, and it is satisfying a need that the consumer has. Next, we can look at place. No, let's look at price. Sorry. So your price must be positioned. You can determine if your price is going to be on the high end on the low end, as we do in penetration pricing, or if your price is midway between. The price that you choose for your product is going to also determine the position your product now holds within the marketplace. And pricing is something that marketing companies and strategists and organizations look at. They may move prices up, they may move prices down simply for the purpose of getting yourself in a particular position. And I so whether your product is yourself didn't sound too good. What? What do you mean? Whether your product is yourself didn't sound too good. What do you mean by that, Teresa? And you tell me what you mean, and I'll explain to you what I meant when I say your product is yourself. Sorry, right? Never mind. No, I want to know. Tell me what. Tell me what you meant. I didn't. I did not have any. I did not have any. Um. Let me hear what you thought I meant by my product being yourself. I thought so. I was thinking that. I was thinking, yeah, the oldest profession you're talking about? Is it the oldest profession you're talking about? What we call the oldest profession? Teresa, is that what you're talking about? Teresa, you're does everyone know what Teresa is speaking about right now? Teresa is giving the entire class a lesson on Murray Street behavior. Does that Kavita P? Do you know what Murray Street is? Can you do? All right. So I just need to. Also, everyone knows. Is there anyone in class who doesn't know what Murray Street is about? Kavita P. I mean, I know you said you didn't get. I know. Okay, okay. Boys, what about the boys? I'm not hearing from the boys at all this morning. Where's Vikash? Where's Nishad? Where is Jahil? Jahil, you get so confused yesterday from farm admin. You neglect us this morning. You're AWOL. You're missing in action. We're having a lively discussion here. So I was not speaking about um Faria. I don't know if we're allowed to be having this type of talk. Well, that actually, believe it or not, that actually, big laugh, Samantha. See, big laugh. Okay, good. You all had enough fun. That actually that's a fact. This what we're discussing here. These are facts. People do actually sell themselves, and they are the product and service, literally, right? But I was thinking a little differently, meaning what you are as a product and as the product, as in the pharmacist or the manager or the mascot or the entertainer, you as the product, you as the product, how you position yourself in the marketplace of getting a job. Yes, yes, your skills. Well, I mean, remember they have skills too. Eh? So what the capacity that you have, your ability to communicate, your knowledge. Yeah, you see, your girls, all you tell these boys that they're missing out from this discussion, and we are missing their input. I know they're the minority in class right now, but still, come on, we can't be so, you know, we can't be so. They need to be part of the conversation. So yes, your capabilities, your your competency, um, all of those things you are a product as well. All right. So Thanks for that distraction, Teresa. So your price. So I was about to ask before I read this thing from Teresa. Price. Price at times can position you in a market. Now I want you to think of something that by mere price alone, it puts the product in a certain category. Girls, you all should be experts in this. Just by the mere price alone, it puts the product in a particular category. What can you all think of? These ladies, because you might see it at a particular price, it exactly. Diana B, yes, you're correct. Yes. Oh, whoa, all right. It's flooding, it's flooding. Birkin bags, Estee Lauder, makeup. Right, exactly. So I'm happy that you all could recognize this for yourself. Because something is priced in a certain amount. Woo! I want this. I want to have this. I want to have that. I'm not looking at the quality. All right, and I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example. Just about a year ago, 2 years ago, I was given an supposedly authentic NBA T-shirt as a gift, right? And it was it was for one of my favorite players, one of my all-time best players, and I never wore it. But the one time that I wore the item and I was taking it off, it ripped. So it was an expensive item purely because of the price that the manufacturer could have put, or the owner of the garment could have put on it. But it says nothing about quality. So I'm saying this to emphasize the point that yes, at times the price you put at a product can now give itself its own pull. The price you put at a product can give it a pull. You can also use price to penetrate a market, to get into a market. You might think that the market out there for laptops, let's just say for example, are $5,000. You are now coming out with a laptop, a nice economical laptop, and you might have all of the good qualities of the ones that are in the market, but yours could be priced at $3,000. So that's penetration pricing that you can now get into the oh, it's 9:57 already, and I didn't finish the okay um that you can now get into. This is an important lecture, so I don't want to rush this for you all. um but it's just a few more, so we could talk about it, right? I will send a message to the Insta group that we will start class early. Yes. So your your pricing can be penetration pricing, or it can also be set to get a certain pull as well. So the other P that we're talking about is place, location, 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 location. The location we're talking about, according to Teresa, is Maurice Street, right? So that's an excellent location to sell your product and service. But in other examples, you can look at other excellent physical locations that you can have your product and service perhaps targeted to your customers. Um, for example, energy-based organizations can target the Mayaro or the Point Lisas or the Labre or the Chagaramas areas for their locations. Um, Airline-based industries can target Piarco Airport or Crown Point Airport for their products and services. So location, location, location. Within your store, let's just say you have a product that you're going to put on a shelf. Where that product is positioned within the store, and then within the shelf, all of those things are important with your place. So your place can be physically where you go and sell your product, your goods and your service, or where you set up your organization, or within uh, a particular store, where in the store your product is located. Now I want to ask a question. Let's just say your product and service is you. You are the product and service. Where would your location be? Give me the answer to that. Give me the answer to that. Where would your location be if you have a product and if you are the product and service and you do not have a physical brick and mortar, but you don't need a physical brick and mortar because you are the product and service, you are the consultant. Where would your location be? Come on, guys, use your brains. I know you can figure this out. Biana B, hit them. Where is it in demand? I mean, where is it in demand? What do you mean by that? Shakila, I want to answer your question. Tell me, what do you mean? Where is it in demand? That's your answer. You put your location. Where is it in demand? Okay, good. Where? Where are you going to put it? Yes, you know it's your product. Your product. You are demanded somewhere. Where are you going to find yourself located? I'm using the word located in inverted commas. Um, the question is the question. Home visits, Teresa. The question is this is for Biana. The question is, if you are the product and service, you and your knowledge, your skills, your what you are the product and service, where can you locate yourself to be in the marketplace? And I'm using locate in inverted commas. That might be a little clue. We spoke about this earlier. I'm serious thinking about a dietitian. Some people have asked. Yes, yes. Teresa, yes, home visits, definitely. But long ago, home visits was actually a normal thing. But now, see only home visits from the district health visitor nurse in your community. Some doctors do it. I know the crime situation at times might make it a little iffy to do home visits. But yes, once you do your proper research and your proper back, Shakila. Yeah, okay, very good. Yes. Yeah, Geeta, good morning. Welcome, Geeta. Biana, you all hit it just one behind each other, Biana and Shakila and Geeta. Online. Your location is online. If you are the product and service, you need to get yourself, your image, your offerings online, advertising online, having create create a virtual presentation of your product and service that can now be marketed online. And how is this location online done? Um, Shakila said, where it is in demand? Correct. So now you have to target your online strategy to the persons or to the groups or to the areas where your service may be required. For example, if I am a snake catcher and I am an excellent snake catcher, I don't have a store, I don't have an organization. It's me. I am the business. Where am I going to market myself? I would now market myself to areas where there are lots of snakes, whether be it bushy areas, whether be it areas that are known to have been reported to have plenty snakes. And I'm just using this as an example. So online, you need to now target your marketing strategy to locations physically or virtually, sorry, to where your product and service will be required or needed. So very good. Happy for you guys, Shakila, Biana, and Geeta, for telling me online. Very good. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And lastly, the fourth P is promotion. Um, is there anyone who's in this class who has to go because they're not in Insti? I'm assuming everyone else here is in Insti, or are they in anything else? Anybody? No one, right? So if you all are in another class, well, you'll have the benefit of the recording. But I would miss you all for the discussion. So your promotion. How do you promote your product? What do you engage in promoting your product? What are some simple examples of product from? I have a presentation to practice. For real, God, you'll do well. You'll do well. When you have the presentation, what time you have the presentation for? Korea. Yes. At one, oh, you have time. You have time. I'm going to get completed just now. We're going to finish probably in the next 15 minutes or so. All right. So you have time. So tell me some examples, or yes, Maria, some examples of promotions that you would have seen with products and services that you can identify is a promotion. And we know some very simple, easy examples. So go ahead and tell me. I'm listening or I'm watching. Free samples, yes, that's a promotion. That's right. That's right. Giving out free samples is going to get your product out there to get more persons seeing it, knowing it, using it, right? Getting familiar. So free samples. What else? Discounts, correct? Having given discounts on your product or your service and on initial use. Buy one win a price, get one free, right? Who and Alexis, very correct. Small competitions, very was right. So Alexis example, we can go back to Omega Excel, and we all know that they were involved in the giving away of a Honda City car, right? So people who bought the Omega Excel sign the form, and they can get to attempt to win the Honda City car. Yes, small competitions for yes at giveaways. Yes, giveaways, small competitions to get persons interested in knowing in knowing what your product is about. So the whole point is promotions are to get your product known, to get your product out there. And sometimes people use. I remember a milk company was giving away a house. Which milk company was that? I'm not drinking enough milk. Which company was that, Alexis? Sponsorships, yes. Korea. Alexis, tell me which milk company is that, right? So we could buy some of that milk. It was a while back. All right, okay. So companies also use dairy giving away a house. A house, you say then? All right, dairy gotta be making real money. Anyway, so promotions at times can also be used to get your product sold quickly to have quicker turnover. Let's just say, for example, you have some items that are short expiry. You can now promote it. You can now promote it heavily to get it known out there that hey, this is available, and we are offering these discounts on it, or you're giving out ideas of how to use the product to create something that can be of value for use and generate quicker turnover. So promotion is getting your product known, getting your product familiar with, getting your product to become to become part of your everyday tools and your everyday use. That's what promotions is about. So the 4 P's of marketing, girls and guys, is product, price, promotion, place. I hope everyone understood what the 4 P's of marketing are. And you see here in slide number 24, the 4 P's should act to provide a consistent and powerful image of your product and service. And next we see, do not become a commodity. Gasoline is a commodity. Panadol is a commodity. Vitamin C is a commodity. What I want you all to understand is that you should um, yes, brand ambassadors, influencers on social media receive products and they post about it. Yes, so like I know you girls will be very familiar with the unboxing. I know unboxing is a big thing now. People unboxing everything. They're unboxing phones, they're unboxing makeup, they're unboxing car parts, they're unboxing everything. So yes, influencers on social media definitely are brand ambassadors for items. So very good, very good for you. So as I was saying about don't be a commodity, I want you all to appreciate that Panadol is a commodity, gasoline is a commodity, um, milk in the grocery is a commodity. What we need to be selling or what you want to be is an experience. I want you all to create experiences and the experience that your customer has when they interact with you. I know, according to Teresa, it might be bad again if you are the product and service and you're talking about experience. I know it might sound a little weird, but it's the experience that your customer has in interacting with your product or service is what is important. So that experience now is going to now make them return customers. That experience is now going to leave a good lasting impression in their minds. So we want you to not be commodities, but we want you to sell experiences. As Disney would say, they sell dreams, and Universal would sell memories. So these memories, these dreams, and these experiences are what you ought to be providing, not just a commodity. Yes, you're going to be having persons who come in and just want vitamin C or just want Panadol or just want a prescription, but the experience that they have in getting this simple product bought, or the experience they have in getting this personal chef deliver their food home for you, or the experience you get in a clothing store that you go there to buy clothes for school or for presentations, that experience is what is very, very important in marketing. All right, so don't be a commodity. Please sell your experience. And it leads us straight into branding, and branding is something that identifies a product or a company, a brand. Some brands that you will just call out some brands very easily off the top of your head. Your Birkin bags and your Estee Lauder and Dairy is a brand. So we all are familiar with what a brand is. A brand is something that identifies you with a product. What's the most common when people say they're gonna wash clothes? What are they gonna wash clothes with in Trinidad? Tell me, when people say they're gonna wash clothes, they have to go and buy something to wash clothes. What is it talking about? Breeze, right? And we all know that yes, Breeze does have a big market share, but we all know there are several other products that people use. They use Famous, they use Gain, they use Tide, they use whatever else is on the market. But because we have made an association with this particular name to this particular use, Breeze. All right, and if it is we can get ourselves identified with um with with a product like that, it will be a real achievement. Precious, hey, Precious, modern. Yeah, we didn't see it for the modern. Squeezy and Pampers too. Yes, correct. You're gonna get dishwashing liquid. You're gonna buy some Squeezy. Brush your teeth with Colgate. Right. Brush your teeth with Colgate. There's another one. Right. There's another one. What do we call newspapers? What do we call newspapers? It have two. It have two. And coincidentally, two of them are words that start with G. What do we all call newspapers? Guardian, yeah, Guardian paper, or what? Gazette. Kavita P. You're really not too young, right? So yes, Leandra, Gazette paper. And do you all know what the Gazette is? Do you all know what the Gazette is? What is Maybe you all wouldn't know what a Gazette is, although you should. What is a Gazette? Leandra says nope. All right. Anybody know? Kavita P. You know? Korea? Samantha C says no. Shame on you. I thought it was the material. So, the Gazette is the official print of the Parliament. When laws are created and when things happen in Parliament, it's gazetted. And you would hear politicians from time to time say that they quote from the Gazette, which is the recordings from Parliament, right? And yes, long ago, perhaps that was the only type of print media available, or widely available, and that's where we get the term Gazette paper, right? And now we say Guardian paper. So yes, so you now have an association with a particular product with a particular use, right? So hope everybody understand what Gazette and Guardian paper is like. So the hope is that you can get, now it's called the Hansard, right? Correct. It's Hansard, yes, yes. It's Hansard. I think they still use Gazette in the Kavita P. Yeah, confirm that for me. I think they still use Gazette, right? So I want you all to understand that you're not selling commodities, you're selling experiences. And the idea and the perfect idea would to get your product, synonymous with um, a particular action. Can we use in the digital world, in technology, what's a product that is now synonymous with a particular activity in the digital world? Tell me, what's a product that is now synonymous and has recently been um, put into the dictionary of words within recent times? It's something that has been in existence for the past 20, 25 years. 25 years. It's been in existence for the past 25 years and it's now part of vocabulary. We use it all the time. We use it all the time in class. Um, and people now would now might actually just replace the common term for that product. What's the name of the product? Come on, guys. You all know it. You all know it. You all know it. You might want to say WhatsApp. People say um, send my WhatsApp. So WhatsApp is now synonymous with message. So to an extent, yes, but not so much to this one that I'm talking about. Because people still use text messages, people still use iMessage, people still use Facebook messages. Um, um, so WhatsApp, yes, although it's definitely a strong association with messaging, it's not the one I'm looking for. Come on, guys, come on, guys, tell me what is it? What is the name of emoji? No, not emoji, Alyssa. What is it? Not emoji. Hashtag. No, it's a product or service that we use. Oh, thank you, Alicia. Google. Correct. People now say, Google this, Google that, instead of saying what we used to say long ago. Go and search this. On my times, we had PubMed in Mount Hope Library. So you had to do a PubMed search, or you had to do some sort of other kind of search. Now we have Google Scholar. Now we have Google this, Google Images, Google everything. So Google has now become synonymous and is actually replacing the word search. When someone says to check on something, you Google it. All right. I'm saying these things to impress upon you how your product, if your product becomes developed enough, if your product becomes good enough, it can now be completely associated with a particular action. And that, my friends, would be the ultimate position to reach. That's why Google is yay big in income and revenue. That's why Google is a giant in the world because they are continuously improving on their product and they are continuously making themselves, by virtue of good reputation, making themselves the go-to option for information research. All right. So good. Thank you very much, Alicia. You got it on point. Continuing on. So brand awareness, brand recognition. Um, brand associations, all of these things speak to branding. And you see here on slide number 28, you see here the brand image or the pharmacist. Your pharmacist is your, I remember that's what I was saying earlier. If you are the product, if you are the service, you are the pharmacist. How are you a brand? How are you a brand when it comes to going in there to be a consultant for a firm, going in there to be an individual pharmacist that's promoting yourself as a brand? You are a brand. You are a product. All right. So we have customer experiences with the marketing mix, the 4 Ps. Customers experience some word of mouth. Remember I talk about with word of mouth. Word of mouth, people talking about the experiences with you. Brand awareness, brand image, all of this leads to brand equity. So with your brand stock, how much worth you have as a brand. All right. So pharmacists generally are persons who don't look at themselves as a brand, although they should. And there are issues where some of them, most of them, a lot of them are unwilling to make the effort to create themselves into a brand. Some people also think that pharmacists don't know how. Well, ladies and gents, we are doing this class so that you do know how to make yourself into a brand. All right? You need to make yourself into a brand. Implementing the plan can have some issues, things like staff commitment, poor information, all of these issues here that you can easily overcome because we've spoken about these things in previous classes and in farm admin. Insufficient management commitment. What's that called? Insufficient management commitment is also called management commitment is also called Management commitment is also called, I'm reiterating and emphasizing these points to everyone so that at the end of December, thank you, Management will. Thank you, Samantha C. Thank you, Precious. Management will. Yes, Shakila, Management will. That's management commitment. At the end of December, all of you should have phrases and terms and concepts that you take with you that you would have learned from these courses. And management will is definitely one of those. Lack of staff commitment or expertise. So if you don't have the right um, capacity in your staff to actually do the marketing plan, poor information, structural contraindications, physical issues that are barriers to implementing your plan, and overworking yourself over extension of the plan. All right, so that's it, guys, for your strategic marketing planning. I invite questions and queries. Questions and queries before I take a break and start Insti a little bit. Let me send the Insti group a little message. Yes, we are. Look, Sabrina answered, asking already. Yes, we are. Just now, just finished. Any questions, queries, ladies and gents? Jahil, we still see you show up this morning. Vikash, you as well. We didn't see both of you show up this morning. We had a late appearance by Precious and Alyssa and Alicia. So thank you all very much for participating. I hope again you enjoyed the lecture, that you now understand better concept of strategic marketing and planning, and you can apply this to your entrepreneurial activity and to your life generally. So no questions. See you all in the next 10 minutes for those of you who are in Insti. And for those who are not, I'll see you all next week. Next week I want to do the review of the first in course, and we'll do the Boston Consulting Group BCG matrix next week. So long. Take care. See you all in the next few minutes for those of you who are in Insti.